Have you ever noticed how the kindest souls seem to suffer the deepest wounds? The ones who give the most, who remain loyal even when abandoned. They are the ones left standing in the ruins, holding the fragments of what they gave away. Meanwhile, those without conscience glide through life untouched, their faces calm, their steps sure. You see, you were taught how to be good, but no one taught you how the world actually works. This isn't a sermon. It's a revelation wrapped in a warning. Because if you still believe that goodness guarantees justice, stop and think again. You're not losing because you're weak. You're losing because you're playing a game you don't understand. Worse, a game you don't even know exists. Machiavelli never told you to be cruel. He told you to stop being naive. He understood that survival doesn't belong to the kind-hearted. It belongs to those who know when to stay silent, when to step back, and when to vanish without leaving a trace. If you still cling to the fantasy of a fair world, prepare to watch it burn. Because what follows isn't comfort, it's clarity. From childhood you were taught to behave, to hope, to obey. You were told that if you worked hard, stayed loyal, and did what was right, the world would reward you. But they lied. They didn't prepare you for betrayal. They didn't tell you that your kindness would one day be used against you. That silence would become your prison. That loyalty would become a leash. No one warned you that the people you helped would vanish when they no longer needed you. No one said that your honesty would make you predictable, or that your sincerity would make you easy to control. This pain, the pain of being used, forgotten, replaced, and was never in the books. But it is the first truth of the real world. Your goodness will be exploited long before it is ever respected. You weren't betrayed because you were bad. You were betrayed because you believed the world was fair. And fairness, as Machiavelli knew, is not a law of nature. It's a story told to keep the obedient quiet. You gave them your time, your trust, pieces of your soul. They took them, not out of hatred but indifference. You were a tool, valuable until you were no longer needed. Imagine standing in a dark room surrounded by ghosts of memories you built with people who've already forgotten your name. You thought loyalty was sacred. They thought it was leverage. Machiavelli didn't write for the admired. He wrote for the forgotten. For those who gave too much, stayed too long, and asked, "Why wasn't I enough?" The answer is cruel but clean. You were enough. You just played the wrong game. The world doesn't reward good people. It rewards useful people. And usefulness is never about effort. It's about perception, control, timing. If you're too kind without boundaries, they will drain you. If you're too loyal without leverage, they will use you. If you're too forgiving without consequence, they will forget you. The world doesn't run on fairness. It runs on advantage. This isn't a call to become cruel. It's a call to wake up. Because your innocence, if left unguarded, will become your cage. Your softness, if left unprotected, will become your grave. You were raised to avoid conflict, to stay polite, to never raise your voice even when something felt wrong. But tell me, where has that politeness gotten you? How many times have you swallowed your truth just to keep the peace, while your soul broke quietly in the background? You've been told that silence is noble, but it's not. Silence without strategy is surrender. Suffering without purpose is submission. Machiavelli saw it clearly. Nobility without power is theater. Pain without calculation is wasted. The world doesn't pity the powerless. It consumes them. If you don't learn how to protect yourself, they will keep taking from you. Not because they're evil, but because you allow it. The system doesn't see you. It sees your obedience. It measures your silence. It calculates how much it can take before you collapse. And when you do, it replaces you. If this stings, it means you're waking up. Your suffering wasn't meaningless. It was the tuition you paid for wisdom. You were punished for believing in a system that doesn't exist. But now that you see the game, you can stop being a pawn. You can start becoming a player. From the moment we learn to speak, we're told that kindness is a virtue, that humility and generosity lead to happiness and fairness. But the truth is colder. Kindness, when unguarded, becomes currency for others. It can be manipulated, twisted, and used until there's nothing left of you but exhaustion. You think you're being good. They see you as available. You think you're being loyal. They see you as predictable. You think you're being forgiving. They see you as disposable. Machiavelli never said kindness was evil. He said kindness without strategy is suicide. Society doesn't reward the kind, it rewards the calculated. The ones who know when to give and when to retreat. The ones who understand timing. The ones who can switch between warmth and cold precision like it's an art. The world is built on leverage, not love. Advantage, not fairness. And if you don't understand this, your kindness will be your downfall. Think about it. How many times have you given your best and received silence? How many times have you helped, only to be forgotten once you were no longer needed? That isn't coincidence. It's design. The world tests boundaries, and when it finds none, it consumes. Kindness without limits isn't virtue. It's submission. You can pour your heart into people, but if you do it without self-respect, they will mistake your generosity for weakness. There's no nobility in being used. There's no honor in being drained. You were never meant to serve endlessly. You were meant to discern. The truth is, the world respects strength disguised as calmness. It bows to the person who can say no without explanation. It fears the one who can walk away without anger. True kindness has a spine. It protects itself. It knows when to shut the door and when to open it. It says enough without guilt. Real kindness is not a candle burning for everyone else. It's a controlled fire. It illuminates what deserves light and burns what tries to take too much. You've been conditioned to please, to be liked, to be agreeable. But understand this. Being liked doesn't protect you. It only ensures you'll be used gently before being discarded. Being respected, on the other hand, creates fear, the right kind of fear. The kind that keeps others from crossing lines they shouldn't. You can be loved by everyone and still be powerless. But be respected, and even your silence will command attention. Machiavelli would tell you, do not seek approval. Seek strength. Do not seek comfort. Seek clarity. Because strategy, not sentiment, builds safety. It's not about turning cold. It's about turning conscious. About knowing that kindness is a tool, not a calling. That compassion, when used wisely, becomes power. But when used blindly, becomes a weapon against you. Kindness is not about always giving. It's about choosing when to give and to whom. It's about understanding that your time, your love, your energy are currencies, and only fools spend without thought. Your empathy isn't the problem. Your lack of boundaries is. And once you set those boundaries, your world will change. People will call you cold. Let them. They're only mourning the loss of their control. In a society that rewards noise, your silence will confuse them. In a world addicted to exposure, your privacy will intimidate them. And in a culture that glorifies endless giving, your refusal to bleed will make you appear dangerous. Good. Because danger is just power with direction. We live in an age where people are told to be vulnerable, be open, share everything. But tell me, when has vulnerability ever protected you from betrayal? When has emotional honesty stopped someone from manipulating you? When has bearing your heart made the ruthless merciful? Never, because emotions once seen can be used. Your anger can be provoked. Your guilt can be exploited. Your kindness can be weaponized. Machiavelli knew this. Emotions make you predictable, and predictability is weakness. The one who controls his emotions controls the game. This doesn't mean suppress them. It means master them. Direct them like fire. Don't extinguish the flame. Learn where it burns best. Emotional control is not coldness. It's discipline. It's the calm that terrifies the frantic. It's the stillness that disarms chaos. When you control your emotions, you stop being readable. And when you're unreadable, you become untouchable. The world expects you to react, to defend, to explain, to rage. But what happens when you don't? What happens when you just watch? When you say nothing and let them wonder what you're thinking? That's when the balance shifts. The power no longer belongs to them, it belongs to you. Because silence creates fear, and fear creates control. When they can't predict you, they can't manipulate you. When they can't read you, they can't use you. And when they can't shake you, they begin to respect you. Your silence becomes a mirror, one in which they see their own weakness. Machiavelli would tell you, never let them see your chaos. Present calm, even when you burn inside. Because the world fears composure more than rage. Rage is predictable. Calm is terrifying. History's greatest leaders didn't scream to be heard. They spoke slowly, rarely with weight behind every word. They didn't reveal their plans. They revealed only their certainty. When you master your reactions, you master perception. And perception is power. So remember this, don't explain your worth. Don't justify your boundaries. Don't beg to be understood. The king doesn't argue. The lion doesn't apologize. You are not here to be understood. You are here to be remembered. Understand this. You will never control the world, but you can control how it sees you. That's what Machiavelli understood. Perception is stronger than truth. You don't have to be powerful. You only have to appear as if you are. The illusion of control is control. Most people are trapped not because they lack power, but because they reveal too much. They tell others what hurts them. They expose their fears, their doubts, their intentions. And in doing so, they hand their enemies the map to their destruction. Machiavelli's genius was simple. Hide your intentions and no one can predict you. Predictability is the death of power. The moment they can read your next move, you've already lost. So never let them know what you truly want. Never let them see what drives you. Let them believe you are simple, harmless, ordinary, while quietly moving pieces they cannot see. Power doesn't shout, it watches. It calculates, it waits. When you speak less, they project more. They fill the silence with their own assumptions. And that is your weapon. Their imagination will do the work for you. The most dangerous person in any room is not the loudest, but the one who watches in silence, smiling slightly, giving nothing away. Because mystery creates gravity. People fear what they can't read. They chase what they can't possess. They respect what they don't understand. When you become unreadable, you become inevitable. But unreadability means discipline. It means withholding when you want to reveal. It means letting them think they know you while you remain 10 moves ahead. You don't need to be perfect, only unpredictable. Perfection is static. Unpredictability is immortal. Machiavelli would tell you, a man who is feared for his unpredictability is safer than a man loved for his honesty. Because love is conditional, but fear endures. This isn't about cruelty. It's about command. You don't control others through force. You control them through perception. The calm tone, the slow movement, the deliberate pause before a word. These are the quiet weapons of the strategic mind. The predator doesn't chase, it waits. It lets the prey come closer, blinded by its own assumptions. Control isn't about domination. It's about precision. And precision comes from detachment, from the ability to stand outside your emotions, your ego, your impulses, and see the whole board. The world is a chess game. Most people play checkers. They react. They move without thought. They sacrifice their peace for short-term validation. But you must learn to observe. The game rewards the one who thinks, not the one who feels. Emotions are valuable, but only when they serve strategy. If they control you, they consume you. Machiavelli wrote that men are driven by fear or love, and if you must choose, choose fear. Why? Because love fades with disappointment. Fear remains loyal. Love can betray you the moment it feels unfulfilled. Fear, however, keeps its distance. Fear respects. Fear remembers. But understand this, true power doesn't crave fear. It creates balance. It demands presence without aggression. The lion doesn't roar to remind the jungle who he is. The silence is reminder enough. Your stillness is a weapon. Your control is the signal. When you walk into a room, you don't need to prove anything. Let your composure speak. Let your gaze linger half a second longer than comfort allows. People will feel it, that subtle weight of self-possession. You don't win by fighting every battle. You win by choosing which ones matter. Machiavelli wrote, "He who seeks to be good in all matters will come to ruin among the many who are not good. So be good when it serves you, and ruthless when it protects you." Goodness without wisdom is weakness dressed as virtue. Ruthlessness without cause is chaos. But when you merge the two, when you are kind by choice and merciless by necessity, you become untouchable. Because no one knows what version of you they will meet next. That uncertainty keeps you safe. People should never be certain of your limits. Once they know what you tolerate, they will push until you break. Set boundaries not with anger, but with quiet certainty. Say less, move slow. Withdraw your energy and watch how fast they crumble. The person who controls distance controls desire. The more they want your attention, the more power you hold. Absence creates value. Mystery multiplies it. You owe no one your energy, your time, your softness. Give them as rewards, not offerings. Machiavelli understood that the appearance of compassion was more valuable than compassion itself. People don't care what you truly feel. They care how you make them feel. Make them feel seen and they will follow. Make them feel safe and they will depend on you. Make them feel inferior and they will resent you. Control the emotional balance, and you control their loyalty. The great rulers of history didn't rely on brute strength. They relied on psychological gravity, the ability to make people orbit around them without realizing it. You don't need a throne to do the same. You need presence. You need control. You need detachment. You must master the art of indifference, not because you don't care, but because caring too openly makes you a target. Detachment doesn't mean apathy. It means perspective. It means knowing that not every insult deserves your energy. Not every betrayal deserves your revenge. Sometimes, silence is the perfect retaliation. Indifference is the purest form of dominance. Because nothing confuses an enemy more than a man who refuses to react. Let them wonder if you noticed. Let them question if you care. While they waste time trying to provoke a reaction, you remain focused on your empire. The goal isn't to be liked. The goal is to be respected, remembered, and impossible to manipulate. The crowd will always misunderstand you. Let them. Greatness was never meant to be understood. It was meant to be felt. The wolf never explains himself to the sheep. The eagle never apologizes for the height of its flight. You owe the world nothing, not your transparency, not your warmth, not your explanations. You owe only mastery of yourself. Because once you master yourself, nothing external can shake you. You stop begging for peace and start becoming it. And when you become peace, you become power. So stand in your silence. Guard your energy. Don't chase, don't beg, don't explain. Observe, plan, move. The world was not built for the gentle, but the gentle who learn strategy. They build their own world. And when you finally do, you'll understand why Machiavelli wrote not for kings, but for those learning to survive among them. Because the greatest power is not to rule others. It's to rule yourself so completely that no one can touch your mind. That's when the world bends. Not because you forced it, but because you no longer need it to.